back to another Streamer Talks episode. I'm on a winter break finally. Thank gosh for that. Whoops, you guys were not supposed to see that. My bad. Finally on winter break. But yeah, this Streamer Talks episode is gonna be a new one. Not only because it's my Uncle Chevy that we're gonna be interviewing. No, I'm just kidding. That's because why it's gonna be different, you know. But yeah, today we're gonna be joined by Uncle Chevelle. We're gonna oh wait, am I? Hello? Hopefully that's better. 1, 2. Is that better? Hopefully it is. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Thank you, Siha. Let's see. Okay. Okay, that's green, so that should be good. Okay, anyways. But yeah, today we're gonna be doing another podcast, Streamer Talks, but this time it's gonna be different. We're gonna be doing it with the one and only Chevelle1273, which if you want to watch a Twitch stream and actually be paid attention to, and you want deserve attention and love, go check him out. Which would this would this would be the 5th episode, which is crazy. The 5th episode. But I am on a winter break, so do expect a lot of updates to be coming soon. Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna unmute in Discord and let's get this show on the road. And that was stupid. I don't know why I said show on the road. Hello. Mr. Chevelle. Chevelle.
I am here.
Welcome in. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
That's
Doing good.
That's good.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for joining, taking time out of your day. We know that you're a busy man. But I have a couple questions to ask you today.
I have some questions to answer. Go for it.
Let's see. What's the first question? Well, we know that you do streams in the past. You also do the I can't even say the word. The charity stream, I can't even say it. I guess what motivated you to start streaming and start doing charity events?
I don't know. I think it was influence to do the regular streaming and stuff. Just something different. I mean, everybody else was doing it, so I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. I mean, it's completely different, as you know, and all other streamers know that being a viewer on one side of the camera is completely different than being on the other side. So um, I was always a watcher and a supporter, and I had no problem doing that whatsoever. It was great. Then I was like, you know what? Let me try this thing out. So I got set up and just kind of there, and I was just doing it, little at a time, nothing too big, nothing very often or anything of that sort. And then I just kind of started doing it, and then everybody's like, you can become affiliate and this and that. I'm like, I have no intention of doing any of that. And then I looked at all these, you know, all these little deals that I had to do and that kind of stuff to become affiliate. And then I was like, okay, well, let me check this stuff out. And I was getting really close. I was like, all right. So there went the push, and then I was able to get my own little affiliate badge first. The first year that I started doing it, and went ahead and went to TwitchCon, and it was kind of cool to have that little affiliate badge, so I can get different stuff or whatever. So I felt like a real streamer. And then since then, yeah, I don't stream as often as I used to anyway. But a lot of that is just real life stuff. It's always going to take precedence over any of the streaming or any of that kind of stuff. So it was um, it was a good choice, to kind of start streaming and reaching out and yeah, didn't just kind of really really paying attention as far as doing the charity streams and stuff like that. I've always been one to volunteer a lot of my time and do whatever I can for whatever charity it is. We did the uh, Children's Mercy Hospital. That was a good success. And it's just kind of giving back to community, and having our followers, really kind of come together and know that their that their dollars worth is the hard earned money that they make, that they're still willing to put forth toward toward good charities. Mental health awareness. Um, Whenever I got into that, I was asked and did it, and it was a great success from what I was told. Where a lot of people really enjoyed coming in and the way that I streamed and the way that I spoke with the community, with those that are in chat, and because it's you make it personal, and so I made it very very personal, and that's that was kind of one of the things what really kind of drove me to doing a lot of those. I didn't do it for me. I did it for you know I do it for those that are watching. They're the ones that are important to me. So
I like that, and I know you're gonna hate me for this question, but isn't the Children's Mercy Hospital still going on?
okay, look, I don't. So yeah, I mean it's always going on. I mean, don't just because uh yeah, for some reason it's still stuck on mine, but it's kind of one of those things that a goal is never set. Whenever we set goals and stuff like that as far as a monetary unit of going to it, but that's just like a personal deal of what we're wanting to what to accomplish. And but I mean, there's no end time, to donate to any charity. It's the whole time. So it was um it was a good success, and yeah, it's still going on mine. For some odd reason, it won't let me take it off. So hey, whatever. And it's been like that ever since we did it. I haven't streamed since that. That was the last time that I streamed. In fact, was whenever we all collaborated and did that. So but that was fun. That was a lot of fun time. I think that's a lot of it is, doing things like this or streaming with friends and you know, doing games together or just sitting around and talking. And you learn a lot about your friends. and the what drives people, and that's why I've really enjoyed your podcast, is because you like to get in tune with your friends and find out what's going on. So yeah.
I thought my aunt was calling my name for a minute, but she's just on the phone, so my bad. Um, heard my middle name for a minute. That kind of scared me. But yeah, I really our last charity stream, that was a huge success, and I really liked the people that we worked with as well, and that we had the community involved.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of good people.
Yeah, and I got banned so quickly.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
uh, Guess the next question I'll ask you, is there anybody that you look up to, like anybody that you admire or
Just in general,
yeah.
um, honestly, and I know it's real cliche for people to say, but my dad, um, I learned so much in life from my dad, and it was um, it wasn't a hard childhood or whatever. He nor my mom made it, you know, a hard life or anything. We definitely had our chores growing up on the farm. Um, but the way that I'm sure my sisters would agree, but for me, the way he kept us grounded, and not grounded in a bad way, but he he taught us the value of life, um, and without even knowing how to do respect. Uh, it was a lot of it was just kind of watching him and his profession, and the way he spoke. Whenever when my dad spoke, people just shut up and just kind of listen, and so I kind of caught on to that, and I think that's why I could contribute a lot of my success that I've had to him. Um, a lot of the bad things definitely downhill. That was just me growing up, but yeah. So it was. I want to say, my dad was he's my he's my number one hero. He's the inspiration behind why the good in me is there. All the other stuff, yeah, that's just all me. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And I guess yeah, I'll ask you this next question. It's not on the list, but is that how you got into from your dad? Is that how you started liking like the Chevelles and like cars and stuff from him or
No, not at all. Not at all. That is all me and my family. I am the only one uh, to do it. A lot of my friends that I grew up with, they were the reason for all of that. Um, for the muscle cars, for racing. I started building motors whenever I was 14. Um, and it was just kind of like tooling around. 14, 15, we were doing different things for one of my friends' cousins. And then whenever I got older, then we started doing stuff on our own. I remember one of my best friends. I mean, he had a Ford Fairlane, and we built that thing up, and that was yeah, it was kind of one of those things that it really kind of was set myself apart from my family because again, none of them are gearheads. Uh, you know, I mean, we lived on a farm, so there was nothing of that sort at all. My dad was, my dad grew up during the Great Depression, um, so he taught us the value of the dollar and you know not not having a lot was definitely what he grew up with. I mean, working in the fields, working on the farm and stuff. Whenever he was growing up, they didn't have the luxury of any of the fun stuff, I guess you could say. And so yeah, no, I think yeah, my friends were definitely the influence behind all that.
Oh, okay. Did you ever watch like the F1 races like as you got older or
So we I at that time a lot of things were well, when cable came out, because yes, I'm that old, satellite TV, all that was after I lived through the beginning of all that stuff. Um, a lot of that stuff, whenever cable came out, a lot of those races and stuff like that were put on that. But back then, whenever I was growing up, we just had ABC, CBS, and NBC, and we didn't really. There was nothing that really set me into any of that. I didn't really know that a lot of that was around, I guess you could say. And so it was gosh, I guess it wasn't until the late 90s or so, early 2000s, whenever I started watching any type of shows or races or anything like that, and that was NASCAR. Uh, and that was kind of like my introduction to any type of racing was NASCAR, and then got into watching NHRA. Um, one of my favorite racers back then was his name is Tony Christian. He raced a '57 Chevy Bel Air, and that thing was just massively fast. Of course, for me anyway, that was massively fast. And now, cars are going so much faster and stuff like that, but it was just that raw power and stuff. So NASCAR and then NHRA. Never really got into F1 or anything like that. Um, I watched a couple of them live, and those were amazing races, but never really followed that type of circuit. Um, but I was, um, you know, Dale, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace. I bet Rusty Wallace at one of the races here in Texas, the Texas Motor Speedway. It was just kind of like a meet and greet, with everybody or whatever. And um, he was the only one that I can remember ever meeting. I was a big Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan, and yeah, it was that was he was my go-to guy. Um, and then I used to bowl, and we had on Sundays we had a NASCAR club bowling deal, and yeah, so we would watch the races and bowl and that kind of stuff. It was just fun league, and yeah, that's whenever I watched Dale Earnhardt hit the wall and then die. So it's that was kind of set. said a lot of different tones and stuff, and uh, but I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you know there's no there's nothing part of racing that's going to be completely safe, no matter how safe you make it. So, but yeah, no, it was. You watch some really. I hate to see awesome wrecks, but yeah, there's some awesome wrecks, and luckily I've never been in one. So yeah.
NASCAR and F1 races, I would say they have the craziest amount of crashes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Ooh, okay. If you could have lunch with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Well, I'm going to leave out who I think everybody's kind of thinking that I'm going to say. Um, Lunch with anybody and why? Morgan Freeman. Um, he's a um, he's one of my favorite actors, and he's very how can I say informative. He's one of those that definitely doesn't hide, behind his fame or anything. He will flat out, tell you how it is, and he just seems like a very personal person to um, to be with, to be around. It just kind of soak in, a lot. I mean, I guess there are a lot of others and stuff like that that I would never say no to having lunch with, but I admire him, at least as a person, as an actor, his work. Um, so yeah, but then again, I mean, you can have, I mean, all sort of different people. I mean, Matthew McConaughey, he's from Texas. He actually was born and raised where I went to college. He's also a UT fan, go Texas Longhorns, and hook 'em. So yeah, so I mean, but there's a long list of actors anyway that I would definitely want to be around. A lot of singers. Um, a lot of people don't know how a lot of performers and stuff like that how they truly are. They just listen to their music, but what the inspiration behind their music is, and they have great stories to tell. Um, but lunch with Morgan Freeman, but dinner with Anna Kendrick.
Speaking of Morgan Freeman, I know the movie came out, I want to say November 14, but have you seen the new now, now you see me, now you don't?
So I've seen the first two. I heard that there might be, or there is a third one, and that I have not. But the first two I've seen.
Mhm. Yeah, the first two isn't the second one with Harry Potter, right?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, the guy who plays Harry Potter, I can't think of his name. Um, I think he's in the second one.
Oh yeah. The one that was actually played Harry.
Yeah.
Um, um, yes, yes, he was.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't
If
remember his name now.
me neither. Daniel. Wait, Daniel Radcliffe, right?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the first and second, but I haven't seen the new one.
Oh, and just real quick side note. No, Cal, the 67 Shelby GT 500, yes, that was a good car. A lot of people only know that because of Gone in 60 Seconds, but 1968 Chevelle, yeah, sorry. Spank it.
How do you two forget Daniel Radcliffe?
Because I'm not, we don't know the names.
I'm not Barvey. I don't know at the back of my hand.
Right? Thank you. You know, I was thinking the exact same thing. It was funny because I just watched Harry Potter the other night.
I was watching Fantastic Beast last night with Grindelwald.
I've never watched any of those.
Those ones are good. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Cal actually drove a '67 Shelby. Wasn't easy because I needed the damn booster seat to see over the damn hood, but
That's what I don't like about Mustangs is you sit so low that you have this big hood with nothing ever under it that's powerful enough. But and it just yeah, I took out with first time I ever went to California. I rented a Mustang and I couldn't see the front. I mean, I was sitting so low that I had nothing but hood in the windshield, it seemed like. And so parking or any of that kind of stuff, I had to go through a regular parking stall or anything like that, and or back up or something to it because I was afraid I was gonna smack into the front end of the pole or whatever it was.
speaking of movies, where's that question? I just lost it. Oh, if you could be in any movie, what would you be? I mean, what would it be? Since I know me and you are both movie fanatics.
Gosh. Well, I did try out for to be an extra in JFK. That was with Kevin Costner. I did screening and stuff like that that they had in whenever I lived in Dallas. Um, that would have been really cool. But um, gosh, honestly, because he is also one of my other favorite actors. Any movie with Kevin Costner. Uh, One of my favorite movies of all times is For Love of the Game. It's a baseball movie,
Mhm.
and that one, yeah, that would have been really cool. But I think it might have been better to see it as to watch it and not be in it. Um, any gosh, oh gosh, the next Top Gun, just so I can fly a plane.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason. Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you. The Top Guns were good. I mean, if I were to be in a movie, it'd probably have to be like an old school, probably like Grease because of the cars, or Outsiders because of the time. You know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the older ones are definitely really good. I do.
Okay, here's the next question. I really need to get rid of that question 48. Oh my gosh. Out of all your friends, which would you want to get stuck on an island slash forest with, and why?
all my friends. You make it seem like I have a lot of friends. Oh gosh. It would it would probably be my friend Greg. Um, he was he's kind of like uh, college brother of mine, and we would be able to collaborate to survive, especially whenever you're, out there in the middle of nowhere and you're just dropped off or whatever. I think that he and I would work great together in order to just do stuff, so we would be able to survive. Um, I mean, the he does contract um, uh, building, so definitely be able to have shelter or anything. We would be able to make stuff or whatever out of whatever we could, and I think a lot of it would be like ideas that we would get from movies. It's like, I wonder if you can actually do that. Well, there's only one way to find out, and we would try it out, go from there. But yeah, I think of all the, as you say, of all my friends, um, he would he would definitely be the one that I could see myself stuck with.
Okay. I don't know why you said movies, and now you just have me thinking of you guys just randomly finding a volleyball and naming it Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. That was whenever a full moon comes out. Um, that's the what I call a full moon is Wilson. And I think a lot of that had to do with one of my ex girlfriends. Um, she and I would watch that movie together, and it just looked like a big volleyball, big ball. So we just name it name it Wilson.
Oh, okay. If you were to give yourself a flavor, what flavor would it be and why?
Give myself a flavor.
Yeah.
uh oh wow. Um, huh. Gosh, I don't. Wow. I never really thought of that. I mean, I could be so Chevelle right now. Be caramel, and I could just get all nice and sticky. But um, strawberry because I'm nice and sweet. um, chocolate because I'm nice and rich. Not really. I'd be more like white chocolate. um, yeah, I don't know. That one's of course then, you it's a flavor, but I can always be a hot sauce. I mean, I am from Texas, so could be just hot sauce, nice and spicy. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with the hot sauce. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
go with the
okay.
hot sauce.
Uh, okay. I think that's enough questions for you. But I was wondering, do you have any questions that you would like to ask me?
Huh. Okay. Uh, if you could change any event in history, what would it be and why?
Ooh, okay. Ooh, probably the John F. Kennedy shooting. You know, yeah, probably that.
Okay. Any
Reason?
reason why?
I don't know. I just feel like there's like ever since then, like there's been like more assassinations ever since like then, you know. And I don't know. I'm just like I don't know. It's just kind of like sad to me, like all the jokes that all the jokes that people make, I guess, like about like people being assassinated with. So I always felt like it started with John F. Kennedy first, and then it just kind of spiraled down.
Well, I mean, Abraham Lincoln came before JFK.
Oh yeah, huh? I forgot about that one. I thought he just died. Oh shoot, I forgot about that one. I thought he died of.
John Wilkes Booth. Yep. Okay. Of all the ones that you possibly have on yours, because if you have as many as like my daughters have on theirs, then yeah, you got a lot. But if there's one app on your phone that has to go, which one are you deleting?
Man, I gotta keep my MySpace and Facebook. If there was one app that had to go, probably my Starbucks app. I would probably delete that. Um, the reason why is because I don't, because they remodeled the Starbucks that's nearby my house, and there's a lot of I don't know, there's like a lot of adults going there now, a lot of like older gentlemen, and it's just I like going in there and just being able to talk to them, especially on Sundays because every Sunday um a lot of like the old timers they get like their classic cars that they've been keeping in like the museums and they drive them around and they've been stopping at the Starbucks nearby pretty much every Sunday or every day whenever they do their car meets. So I would probably just get rid of the app mainly because I don't get to have that interaction with those people as if I'm just walking in and picking up my order than just walking in, waiting in line, and meeting new people.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, okay, you can go see the cars. Well, yeah, Cal, but it's not the same. It's like, oh, they have a nice car. I want to know this person's backstory now. It's like, yeah, you know.
And when you say that, because we just had Starbucks today.
I miss my pumpkin spice.
I gotta have my peppermint mocha.
I was saying that Starbucks has crappy drinks. Okay, gross. Okay, gross. Probably go to Dunkin' Donuts or something fancy.
Uh, since we're doing it, is it hard for you to stay consistent with streaming?
uh,
hmm
we all know the answer to that. Hell yeah, it is.
Why
Yeah,
do you feel that it is?
I would say the reason why that it is because especially with school, what I've realized I have been too hard on myself lately that I haven't noticed. Like I tend to bury myself with schoolwork and not take any time to myself, which has kind of like just pushed me away to stay consistent with streaming where I just burn myself out a lot of the time, without even realizing it. But just like that, or even like, um, yeah, I would say just school is the main priority right now, or thinking about colleges where like streaming is just kind of put to the side. But I do hope to make a full return to it once I start up my stream schedule. So, yeah.
What kind of college are you? What colleges do you have in mind to apply for if you haven't already?
Right now I'm trying to get into UC San Diego. I'm just trying to go straight to a 4-year college, just to get it over and done with. Because my aunt was telling me that community colleges, like if you don't like the classes or anything like that, sometimes they can take a little bit longer than 2 years. But my aunt's like, we'll figure it out. I just want you to go to a 4-year college just so you can have your career started already. And San Diego or San Francisco or CSUN, they all really have great computer engineering programs and they know a lot about it. And they also um, know if I will have a job even after AI and stuff like that. So that's the three schools that I'm really pushing for.
What do you want to major in?
Computer engineering, mainly because I'm a nerd and I love computers. And I
Okay.
also want to be able to build something out of it.
Are you afraid that AI is being a little bit more how it's kind of taking over a lot of things? Like it's going to be pushing a lot of things aside?
Yeah, I would say yeah, I am scared about that. Like about like YouTube editing or just editing in general. I noticed that's been increasing more, or like even like other jobs as well that have to do with computers, technology, even in the workforce as well, like medicine. It's it really sucks, but as well, I think people should also do research on AI as well because they think it can take a lot of other jobs, but in reality it can't. Like for example, I was talking with my aunt's friend and he actually told me I should not focus on streaming as much because AI is going to take that over. But the thing with streaming and TV, it might take over some parts, but it won't take over the human interaction that you have with people online. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess yeah, I am scared that it is going to take over a lot of things and it's going to be hard to adjust to those things. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna be one of those types of people that are gonna be like, it's okay for some things. I wouldn't use it for this, even though it's good with that, you know.
Well, I mean, going into computer science, I mean, there's always got to be something behind, um, AI programs and that kind of stuff. So, but I think a lot of, there are a lot of different jobs, positions, careers, and that kind of stuff that AI will be doing so much faster um, than humans can. But I don't rule out consistency or thought process to be like you said, the human brain. I mean, you can't you can never pass up the human brain. I mean that right there is well, in my opinion, will always take over AI, uh, just because of the way that we interact. Um, I mean, you have all these, Alexa echoes and that kind of stuff, and you can get real personable with them, but you can't take Alexa Echo out on a date. So um, so AI can be good for some things, but yeah, you still need this. You still need that uh, human interaction, and that's something that I know AI will never be able to replace. Doesn't matter what career or anything like that it does. Which leads me to it could be anywhere that you would want to go or live. Where would it go? Where would you go? Would you go somewhere without computers and you have to deal with AI, or would you go to like Silicon Valley? Where would you like to go or live?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Uh, Probably Alaska or like Scotland, just because I love the green, the fresh air, the how cold it is over there, and I just love like the peacefulness. You get to just disconnect from a lot of things, and also I feel like it's easier to reconnect and disconnect over there because there's just so much to see every day. So yeah, probably one of those two places. Or
Well, there's not much green in Alaska. I mean, there are some spots from what I've heard. I've never been, but I like Scotland though. I've never been, but yeah, I agree with Scotland on you on that one.
or maybe Texas, a lot of good brisket, you know.
Baked potatoes.
Ooh, I don't mind that.
Texas is its own country in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's yeah, we're definitely very diverse. I don't know. I want to go back to the Virgin Islands myself. I really the culture there is different. The views are absolutely gorgeous. Um, especially with the Atlantic. I mean, it's not it's calming, but I'm sure during hurricane season, it's not exactly a place that you would want to be at. But um, yeah, that would definitely be one of my go back tos, I guess. I was going to ask you stuff about childhood, but you're still a child. Um,
Yeah. Just a child who's addicted to lottery buying.
have you done that lately?
I have 3 Powerballs on my desk.
Oh my gosh. So here's one that's uh, kind of one of those that is. I'm gonna stop with just the first part, but you know, I know, and all of us know that you played a lot of different video games and stuff like that. What's your go-to?
My go-to. It depends on
Which
the.
what's that game of you just kind of like not being and not in the mood where you're like, yes, I'm down. Let's do it.
Ooh. I would say it depends because I play a lot of different games. Um, I guess the one that calms me down would probably be Minecraft. or just going down to the kitchen and turning on the Atari and just playing like Space Invaders or Frogger, or going on my phone and finding an encrypted game of a copy of Tron, but probably be either Minecraft or playing like PS3 games with my aunt.
That's cool that she likes to play video games. Got another connection that you'll have.
Yeah, she stopped playing with me though because I kept kicking her butt when I was 8. When I was 8, apparently, I kept throwing her off the map in Disney Infinity.
Now go back to streaming. So why do you do this? Because you've been affiliate for how long now?
5 years.
So what got you to start? Why do you enjoy doing this?
I just enjoy doing this because I like meeting different people outside of who I'm all connected to. Um, and the reason why I keep doing it is because, yeah, I really do like streaming and I hope to make a career out of it someday. But I also am hoping that I can also make a community that ends up helping each other. Because I think the main thing with streaming is we have so many big time Twitch streamers, YouTubers, but we also have the small streamers as well who are trying to grow, but they kind of get lost in that time lapse because they only pay attention to like the big time streamers. So the reason that keeps well, yeah, the reason that I keep going is because I believe that with me being small that I am, I feel like that I can create an area where everybody grows together, where we can all reach the top together, and we can also keep helping new people along the way, because I don't believe that it's just luck. I believe that if you find the right people and you start connecting with those people, you're able to help everybody than just one major person going up there and just kind of leaving everybody in the dark. And also because like I used to watch a lot of YouTubers when I was an iPad kid, and it just I just fell in love with it, and it just kind of inspired me like to start streaming, uploading YouTube videos, and just keep pushing what I love doing.
Kind of one of those things that if you don't love doing it, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I can relate to that. I mean, you know, not saying that I don't stream because I don't enjoy it. It's just any streamer knows that if you're trying to do it right, you're wanting to do stuff for your community, and you want to come up with good content, or something to kind of really draw them in, type of deal. So a lot of that, just it's a lot of work behind the scenes. I mean, just some it's just kind of like for me, before I started, when I first started, I mean, I didn't. It was just pushing a button, and and there it was. And then I have a camera, and then I have another camera, and then I have another monitor, and then I'm doing this, and then I'm the programming, and then kind of making it your own, and a lot of people that don't stream, that are watchers, whatever, they don't know, what a lot of stuff streamers can go into, and in order to provide different stuff. But you know, I mean, we know streamers that just do it from their phone. You know, you know, affiliate. You know, you can get an affiliate because we have several friends that have made affiliate through just streaming on their phone. You know, so it's not like you need all the big time gadgets and that kind of stuff. But um, just again, it kind of goes back onto who's you. That's one thing that I've learned about streaming is don't forget who you are. Don't let it consume you to where you stop being you. And I think that's why going back, why I do a lot of the charity streams or mental health awareness is, you know, uh, I'm an open book. I will talk about anything to anybody at any time, anywhere. Um, you know, uh, I've been through a lot, not through all. I can relate with different people about what they're going through. If I've gone through it, then you know I can talk with them and try to see you know if I've gone through something like that, then what I did that helped out. I think that a lot of that was the mental health awareness streams that I've done. Is and that's why I enjoy them, is because I hit that different type of audience, and a lot of people are kind of taken back to talking about that kind of stuff, which is you know which is completely understandable because nobody ever is out there that wants to think that they're less than perfect, or that they're um, oh gosh, how can you say unstable. And going through those type of streams of what I've done makes me a stronger person because I do touch that type of audience, and kind of one of those that you're not alone. And with my past history, I definitely felt that way. Like I was alone through it all, and nobody is. All you have to do is just open up your eyes and ask a question, and a true friend, or anybody that is truly going to be somebody that's going to be respected or respectable. Um, if they don't have the answer, then they will do what they can in order to get the answer of the question that you're looking for. And you can go online and look at different stuff, but it's that personal connection, that somebody may have with some type of mental disease, or because that's basically what any type of mental health is. It's a disease, and some of us are going to be going through with it, for the rest of our lives, and so it's good to have that connection, saying, hey, this is what I'm on, this is what I'm doing to help me out, and so that's yeah, that connection of streaming really kind of connects to people that sometimes you don't even. I mean, you know, like now, we're connected with our friends that are via Discord or real life or whatever, but um, those people that you don't ever talk to, that are in on the streams and stuff like that, you can you can get right down to them and let them know. And it also, it kind of helps you out because if they really like about what you're doing, what you're saying, then you can actually have somebody come in and become a friend, and somebody that's not going to be somebody that you're just affiliated with. There's been plenty of streams and stuff like that people have joined different discords and stuff like that because they like the streamer, they like the content and stuff. So uh, yeah, that's yeah. But like I said, you have school and I have work and that kind of stuff. So definitely have those things in real life that you have to that will always take precedence over doing any of this. But you know, hitting a button is sometimes that's all it's gonna take, and get out there and start reconnecting with people. I thought about it, but then it's just kind of like, okay, well, as getting this new system together and having to get the other camera together, all sorts of different things and it's a different layout, it's a different room. Um, so I have to make sure that everything is everything is right in the background. And then 3D printing, I want to display some of my 3D prints and stuff like that in the back because I've been I've been on a military plane kick here. So I mean, I have B-17. I just made the B-29 Stratofortress, Enola Gay, uh, specifically. You know, B-51. So I have World War II stuff, and I don't know why. I think maybe because of being December and Pearl Harbor.
Mhm.
Uh, that I think that's what kind of drove a lot of it, and I think one of my next ones that I'm going to have to print is going to be a Japanese Zero because you got to add those in. So I don't know, kind of different things of it all comes down to content whenever you're streaming.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you feel like doing? Because before Sundays was Minecraft Sundays for me. It was just kind of put on the music and watch me build stuff or whatever, and just kind of relax and just enjoy a Sunday and nothing so coddish, you know. Um, like I said, like you said earlier about Minecraft, it's just you can just relax, just relax and do stuff. You can go and check out ancient cities and find the last and the hardest book armor trim like you did.